Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in. We're going to have a great show this evening. And to my super chat, if you want to support my voice, thank you so very much in this live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, Bizarro World Goodman is up. I have my first two segments, and I think that you're going to really like it. It's really unique. And I've gotten really, really great feedback from it. I will have a segment, so Eric H526 and Luke St. Martin, if you're interested, everyone, if you're interested, it's going to be at 5. So at 5 a.m. Pacific tomorrow morning, which will be right now it's 9 p.m. Pacific, April 29th. So tomorrow is, May 1st? So, we're going to have... Sorry. Tomorrow's April 30th. So tomorrow, April 30th, at 5 a.m. Pacific, in the morning, I will upload my third segment of Bizarro World Goodman. It'll be hopefully the best so far. I also, I believe Karen on the chat was saying, I do have other, so 8 a.m. Eastern, I do have other characters in mind, but I think I'm going to just do everything I can with this one for a while, and maybe down the road introduce some other characters. But, Bizarro World Goodman is the personification, the embodiment, the amalgamation of every person who has annoyed you, judged you, condemned you, tried to demean you, or insult you for being a Trump supporter. These people can only be understood through satire and comedy because they've become caricatures of their own contempt for Trump. So I've just gotten really great feedback, and it's really fun to be in costume and have the mustache and the hat and the wig and the tank top and all that. So I will, on this channel, as you know, and on H.A. Goodman's other channel, so subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel, I don't always tell you, when things heat up and Clinton becomes nominee. I will be telling you, okay, on at H.A. Goodman, I'll have a segment up at this time. H.A. Goodman's other channel will have a segment up at this time, but, things are kind of in a lull right now. So for comedy, I know that people will be very interested. And 5 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern, April 30th. So basically about maybe 10 hours from now or so. 9-10 hours from now, Bizarro World Goodman segment number 3 will take place. Subscribe, by the way, to all 3 channels, H.A. Goodman, H.A. Goodman's other channel, and Bizarro World Goodman. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, this is really important. Make sure you subscribe to all notifications, and also, ladies and gentlemen, make sure your phone allows you to accept YouTube notifications. So that's really important as well. YouTube notifications. You need to be able to, you subscribe to the channel, click all notifications, and then make sure in the settings that you can, for notifications, that you can subscribe, because some phones apparently won't let you. So make sure you're able to get YouTube notifications. But ladies and gentlemen, type in Joe Biden. New York Times. Tara Reade allegations. Democrats' frustrations mount as Biden remains silent. This is the New York Times. The New York Times, the Washington Post. They know that they cannot cover up all of the controversies regarding Biden. They can't cover up all of the controversies regarding Biden. It can't happen. For the next look, the convention, the Democratic Party convention in Milwaukee is on August 18th. August 18th is when the nominee gives the acceptance. There is not a chance in the universe. I don't care. First of all, Clinton did not endorse Biden. If anyone saw the actual, we played the video. If I want to, annoy people like I usually do, I'll play the whole video again tonight. This was not, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely not an endorsement of Biden for president. It was essentially saying, I support you, but not support you for president. Clinton speaks in terms of deposition mode all the time. There's not a moment in the day where Clinton isn't in deposition mode. So that's the situation, ladies and gentlemen. The situation is when Clinton in March of 2019 stated that to a Chappaqua news station, a cable news station, which is absolutely hilarious. Probably the cable news station she logged on with using her servers to log on to the internet. Outside U.S. government networks and firewalls to, I don't know how, obtain top secret and special access program intelligence onto servers. We have no clue how that happened. But there's an ARS Technica article where it talks about how her servers were running on Microsoft Exchange software. And until October of 2010, based on historic DNS records viewed by ARS, Clinton's email server was in fact a static IP address provided by Optimum, a Cablevision subsidiary that corresponded to the Clinton's Chappaqua address. So how the geniuses, Comey and Strzok and all of them, keeping our country safe, the vanguards of justice, the shining knights of, virtue and cyber security intelligence. And the hosted Exchange server is certainly an upgrade from her original server configuration. Until 2019, based on historic DNS records viewed by ARS, Clinton's email server was in fact a static IP address provided by Optimum. The email server was an IP address provided by a Cablevision subsidiary. It did not have to gain a certificate for secure client connection until March of 2019, and then from 2009, and then from 2009 to October 2010, her servers were linked to a Cablevision subsidiary in Chappaqua. Tell me all the things that could have taken place. Like, how about a million different things? This was the biggest cybersecurity nightmare of all time, but forget about that for a moment. John Durham is almost certainly also addressing that issue. Democratic frustration mounts as Biden remains silent on assault allegation. Activists and women's rights advocates have urged Mr. Biden to address a former AIDS allegation. His lack of response has angered them. So what on earth could he possibly say? There's nothing that he could say. He's also, according to The Atlantic, withholding 1,875 boxes of Senate records and 415 gigabytes of information from decades in the Senate. The University of Delaware has all that information. Why people would believe? I can't tell you how many people have said to me, "That's it. So are you going to give up? Clinton's not the nominee." I'm like, the convention is in August. Do you want to hear the entire endorsement? Because I will do that. I will do 1 hour. Enjoy and savor every second of the quote-unquote endorsement video. Okay? I have friends calling up, "Hey, you were wrong about that." And I'm like, well, no, the convention is... How could I be wrong on the Super Bowl pick when the Super Bowl hasn't even happened? Now I'm turning into my character almost. For more than 3 weeks, progressive activists and women's rights advocates debated how to handle. I love this. Debated how to handle. Why would you debate? I love this. Like when it's Joe Biden, there's this delicate debate. The conversations weren't easy, nor were the politics. Mr. Biden, a presumptive Democratic presidential nominee, faced an allegation. His opponent, President Trump, has at least a dozen. Yes, and you know what's interesting that they don't bring up? None of which led to a police report or an active police criminal investigation. Thanks for playing. So it's not, the issue is not, the value system is not based on a maxim or some kind of moral principle. The value system is based on moral relativity that says, well, if you have more mud, then we have less mud, so we're more virtuous. Finally, several of the groups prepared a public letter that praised Mr. Biden's work as an outspoken champion. Yeah, right. But also pushed him to address the allegation. Don't you love this? They people just they pledge this allegiance, this fealty to Biden. You've done so many good things, Biden, like sniff people's hair. And, unwarranted physical contact, Biden. We wouldn't want to seem unappreciative or disloyal. But, there is that pesky little thing where you actually engaged in behavior that nobody has ever accused Trump of engaging in, but that he was apparently joking around in a very bizarre manner on a hot mic 10 years before the election, where people swear up and down that he did that all the time, and yet the only criminal complaint or allegation is Joe Biden doing that exact same thing. So the left has zero value system. It's all a charade. This is why when I tell everyone, you just wait. And notice I've been reading articles also from some Democratic Party liberal journalists. Madam, Clinton has done more for this country than Trump, even on his worst days. She's done more on her worst days than Trump, even on his best days. But it's best if she stays away from the Democratic primary. Oops, sorry, that ain't going to happen. Now they're saying, well, it's a really right-wing viewpoint to think that Clinton is going to run again. Why? How do you go from the first female president who won the popular vote, who was cheated by Russia, who is the most qualified person to ever run for office, to you go from that, trying to disparage anyone who doesn't like Clinton. You go from that to, that's just a conservative, nutty opinion that Clinton would ever possibly run again. Well, why? I want to know why that is so controversial to everyone, left and right. Who cares? People are like American politics is like living in a haunted house where every day you see poltergeist and people say, no, there's nothing. There's no such thing. Everything's fine. No ghosts in this house. Everything's just fine. And then you have coffee cups flying and, whoo, noises in the middle of the night. It's just fine. Like, no, the specter of 2016 will never leave. Ever, 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 ever. Unless the Democratic Party completely is dismantled, which Madam Secretary is on her way to doing, it's fantastic. So, it's like when it happens, I will have made the biggest political prediction of all time. I don't know what's going to take place. I don't know what is going to take place. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know if he's going to slide into second base and need, a new ACL. I don't know if that's the issue. But you're dealing with somebody that President Obama's doctor said, playing a full season at third base, at playing a full season at shortstop, gosh, might not be the best thing. You might have to move Biden to third base, or then you might have to move him to first base. Then you might have to move him to DH. Then you might have to move him to player coach. Then you might have to move him to the front office. Yeah, you might have to do that. I have to wait now. Stacey Abrams could be his VP. It could possibly be Stacey Abrams. It could possibly be Warren. I'd pick Stacey Abrams over Warren. She just recently stated, I believe Joe Biden, so there goes that value system. And Warren would be like absolutely comical and hilarious and horrendous. Let me tell you something. If he picks Warren, they're going to beg for Clinton because Biden is going to have to. The presidential nominee has to have some kind of has to have some kind of charisma. You can't be overshadowed by your vice president's problems. If you yourself have all these problems, like you can't add a dilemma or a problem to your campaign if you're running. That doesn't make any sense. So Elizabeth Warren has like a whole baggage of it, like a whole, airport baggage line of issues. Stacey Abrams would be a much better pick for Biden, but Biden is eventually going to be giving his entire... Something's going to happen where he'll be replaced by Hillary Clinton. And that I will have made the biggest political call of all time because I'm already getting the nasty negative comments. So whenever I get it's only like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, probably 3 or 4 or whatever yesterday, but I'm like, it's not even... Madam Secretary stated her favorite book is the Bible. She tried to join the Marines. She deleted yoga emails for convenience. The Attorney General at the time stated that she met with Bill Clinton to speak about golf, Brexit, and grandchildren. I mean, we can go on forever. The Democratic Party, all they do is deceive, and then they say Trump doesn't tell the truth. People are trying their best to adhere to the notion that there's some semblance of normality within the Democratic Party. They're trying their best to view things from a sane and rational viewpoint. But that's like going to an insane asylum and then asking, well, gee, why is that person doing this or that? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, well, lots of things in that place don't make sense. I'm trying to tell everybody what's really going on. I'm trying to tell everybody what's really going on. I know it sounds weird, but it's the truth. They're not going with Biden. Madam Secretary, you could say whatever you like. Madam Secretary is an extremely intelligent Clinton. One thing you could say about Clinton, in addition to all the criminal statutes that were broken, there's very few politicians, maybe very few as disingenuous and duplicitous and, blatantly criminal, but there's very few that have outsmarted an entire political system. Both Clintons, Bill Clinton is a master politician. Hillary, perhaps not so much, but Madam Secretary has, she's had a much stronger base of support among media, among Hollywood, and she's been able to capitalize on that a lot more so than Bubba Bill. It hasn't been fair to me. People have been unfair to me, but. You look at the way Miss Reed, Tara Reid, is treated. She's not celebrated, and goes the same thing for the accuser of Keith, the woman who accused Keith Ellison, and the women who accused Justin Fairfax, and the women who accused Eric Schneiderman, and the woman who accused Al Franken, and the people who accused Anthony Weiner. We can go down the list of the wonderful male feminists of the Democratic Party. The accusers are not celebrated and championed. But if it's somebody against the Republican Party, the accuser, or the person accusing or making the allegation is championed. That's because Democrats generally have one value system for themselves and a completely opposite for their political opponents. Everything is politics. That's why I'm trying to tell everybody, if they have been duplicitous and disingenuous, if every single major topic from the election in 2016 to now this with Miss Reid and Joe Biden, if everything they stand for is a facade and an illusion and a charade and a farce, then why wouldn't they find some way? Like I said, and it's a close play to second. He's called out, and Biden gets up second base. What's that? Oh, my goodness, yeah, ACL. Oh, gosh, and the manager comes out, sees if Biden's okay. That's right. Well, they have a new shortstop right up from AAA called Rodham. We're going to call up Rodham? I think so. Batting .235 with 17 errors. That's right. But you know what? For some reason, we're going to call this person up. Why not? So that's the issue. It is August. It is August, ladies, and it's April right now, April 29th. April 29th. But in August, the world is going to be different. The world itself is going to be different. The country will be different at that point. People will not be holding on to, we'll be back to normal as a nation, as a country. We'll be back to normal completely, hopefully, by the end of May or by mid-May in California. But, there's a certain point where reality has to set in. Biden is not feasible. There's nothing feasible about Biden. There's nothing Nobody has ever stated. Here, I want to read you this article. Okay, this is a Daily Beast article from 2017. Okay, 2017. All right, so here. Let's see. Where is this? Where is this 2017 article? Oh. What's going on here? '17 article. Beautiful gray! Buying fingers to avoid scandal and red carpet Clinton. I think that there's something seriously going on. Beautiful gray, thank you. I have like this 20 or 30 second delay to where I don't see super chats. So did I miss a couple super chats? Beautiful gray, thank you. Beautiful gray, Flying Fox Fruits. I got Montes today, bro. Now I'm like, Flying Fox Fruits. Congratulations. Mazel tov. In Hebrew, that's congratulations. Beautiful gray, thank you. Did I miss a super chat, Eric H526? Oh, David Knopf. She's not nominee. You wear a pantsuit and a wig from. Okay, If I can get one, yes. But she'll be the nominee. David, thank you. David, nah. Gavin, have you actually placed? I can't. Gavin, I cannot talk about anything like that. I cannot talk about anything like that. Gavin, though, but thank you so very, very much. So, beautiful gray. So, I missed some super chats, and I don't know why I did. There's, just to let you know, there's been, an issue with there's on the live streams, there's a huge, time, delay. So, if you write something, I see it, or I say something, when I say something, you guys hear it about 20 to 25 seconds after. Nice, Flying Fox Fruits, nice, congrats. So beautiful gray, thank you. But I think I missed a super chat, and I think that. But I want to give you a Daily Beast article, ladies and gentlemen, on Joe Biden. This is the person. Now, the Daily Beast is basically the Democratic Party's newsletter. It is basically an extension of the Democratic Party, even more so than the Washington Post or New York Times. Now, I just want to, the great thing to do with liberal publications is to find out to look at hold on. It's to kind of look at how they talk about things before they're forced to alter trajectory and suddenly go and then promote another narrative. But here, where is this article? It's let's just see. Gosh, it is at 27. There is no competitive advantage to Joe Biden. Hold on one second. Daily Beast. Oh, okay. Hold on one second. There's a great article, actually. that talked about how he's just... Oh, here it is. Where there's trouble, you'll usually find Joe Biden. So, his crisis-creating remarks and Hunter's issues are just beginning. The guy's a train wreck. This is April 14, 2017. Okay. So, where there's Joe Biden, you'll usually find trouble. Tuan win! When Clinton becomes nominee, I'll be wearing an I'm with her t-shirt till election day. Tuan win! Thank you! Thank you! Tuan win! Thank you! Tuan, thank you so very, very, very much. Thank you. Eventually, Madam Secretary will. Eventually. But, you know, election time comes, so it's coming. And also, Durham is going to... Durham and Barr almost certainly will go past the election because they're not going to indict anyone before the election. So, somebody or a number of people must have given me super chats, and I want to thank you because I did not see super chats in the beginning of this, towards the beginning of this, but I just want to thank you, whoever you are, or if you're still watching, thank you so very, very much. Unfortunately, there's been a time difference between the back end of the live stream. For some reason, it's getting worse every day. When I speak, it's like a 20-second delay, and so sometimes there's things going on. But thank you to all my super chat this evening. Thank you. Let's just look at this here. Let's just look at this. Where there's Biden, there's trouble. Okay, so we have to take care of the cure that will make the problem worse, but here, where there's trouble, you'll probably find Joe Biden. This is 2017. According to the polls, Joe Biden doesn't have a prayer in 2016. Oh, this is sorry. This is updated 2017, but it's a 2014 article. But it just shows you, ladies and gentlemen, Aria, thank you. It shows you, ladies and gentlemen, exactly how it shows you how viable Biden is. I'm the only person on the planet that sees what's really going on. According to the poll, Joe Biden doesn't have a prayer in 2016. According to former Secretary of Defense Robert Gates, Biden, quote, has been wrong on nearly every major foreign policy and national security issue over the past 4 decades. He worked with Robert Gates, too, so this is hilarious. But 2 things are also certain. First, Biden is still on President Obama's go-to guy when partisan loyalty is at a premium. Not really. Faced with the rising concern, criticism over Obama tapped. Second, Biden friends and family have not hesitated to profit from their ties to the vice president. Biden's brother James and his son Hunter have cashed in on the family name. So this is in the Daily Beast in 2014. This is an article published in 2014 originally. They cashed in on the family name. And then they impeached Trump under the pretext that Biden would never do so. It was even known by the Daily Beast in 2014. This is an article where there's trouble, you'll usually find Joe Biden. They put somebody who has not a prayer, not a chance on the planet to become nominee. This is how, look, when Clinton eventually becomes nominee, something's going to happen where they'll say, well, nobody could have predicted this, nobody could have predicted this. I'm telling you. I'm the only person who's been telling you from day one. But here, Daily Beast article. Biden's brother James and Hunter have cashed in on the family name. This is exactly, by the way, what Rudy Giuliani has been saying. So the Daily Beast literally stated what Rudy Giuliani has been stating since 2014. Biden may have the mane of the crazy uncle in the basement, but he is also a real reminder of what is wrong with politics. Let's start with Klain, like Biden. Klain is a consummate fixer. Okay, and yet Biden and President Obama now seek again to unleash... Okay, so these are people... According to The Nation, Fannie Mae paid... Okay, but it's not just Biden placing loyalty over competence that makes him who he is. His tropisms towards plagiarism, even his tendency to say the wrong thing at the wrong time. It's Biden's willingness to turn a blind eye in the face of his family members trading on Biden's job as vice president for fun, profit, and disgrace that completes the picture. Take Hunter, the Veep's younger son. Just a week, it was reported the 44-year-old was discharged from the Navy after testing positive for cocaine. But then there's one thing. To get into the Navy, Hunter needed a separate waiver on account of his prior use. History does not repeat itself. And then there's the matter of Hunter and Ukraine. Oh, my God. Was this in 2017 or 2014? Originally, this was in 2014. It said that it was published in 2014. This is like, and then there's the matter of Hunter and Ukraine. Back in May, Burisma Holdings, Ukraine's largest private natural gas producer, announced that Hunter has joined its board. President Trump should have read this article. This is like an amazing article. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is an amazing article. This is like exactly... This article vindicates President Trump in every way possible. And then there's the matter of Hunter and Ukraine. Back in May, Burisma Holdings, Ukraine's largest private natural gas producer, announced that Hunter had joined its board, to which the White House could only reply, Hunter Biden and other members of the Biden family are obviously private citizens, and where they work does not reflect an endorsement by the administration. Wow. And then there's James Biden, the vice president's brother, who made a go at winning public housing contracts. Okay. As reports in 2012. Oh, wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this is unbelievable. This is the Daily Beast in 2014 basically saying exactly what Fox News, exactly what Rudy Giuliani was saying. This is an article. It says it's published October 21st, 2014, 5:45 a.m. Eastern, by Lloyd Green. Where there's trouble, you'll usually find Joe Biden. And even though they wrote a hit piece on me, and completely unethical hit piece, riddled with errors and absurd statements, Daily Beast is actually a decent... Every once in a while, they'll come out with like good journalism. Every once in a while, usually like 90% of the time, it's just a newsletter for the Democratic Party. But every once in a while, there's actually some pretty good journalism. And this is, it's not because I just agree with this article. Even articles I don't agree with, I have to say, okay, well, they're doing a good job. But like that's rare. Where there's trouble, you'll find Joe Biden. It says Veep doo-doo. So, this is exactly, my God. Oh, my God. This is unbelievable. So, you have a situation where they're literally talking about Hunter Biden and Burisma in 2014. And then there's the Daily Beast is, but then Trump wants to investigate it, and they say, no, my God, he's trying to interfere in the election. The Daily Beast wrote about it in 2014. Then there's the issue of his brother. I mean, he has, here, the White House may have contemplated dumping Biden from the ticket, but that was then. Okay, so, look. That's just one. The way they work is, I got actually a great book about Boss Tweed and two great books about Tammany Hall and Boss Tweed. Boss Tweed was a corrupt Democratic Party politician that helped shape the current Democratic Party with his corruption. Known as just utterly corrupt. And did a lot of really, really shady things. But they're not going to roll the dice simply because Biden is seemingly the even, let's just say I'm wrong about him at the nomination. Let's say Biden for some way accepts the nomination. I mean, at the nomination, on the centennial of the 19th Amendment, which would tank the Democratic Party, with the optics would be horrendous. Nobody would tune in. Nobody would tune in. It would be he already has a 19-point enthusiasm gap with President Trump. Clinton, okay, she's polarizing, but she has the support. Clinton has support, an immense base of support. People, both on the left and right, are petrified of the thought of Clinton running again. But she still has a base of support. Biden has no base of support. The only reason people are voting for Biden is because he's a Democrat. That's it. Lloyd Shredding, I agree with you. Elroy Shredding, I agree with you 100%. But there is no possible way that Democrats could win with Biden. He has no chance to win. He has no chance to win. There's no chance to win. Mr. Hard Truth, yes, I agree with you. There's no chance to win with Biden. He has 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 chance to win. Absolutely, positively, 0 chance to win. So, that's it. I've had enough. Okay, that's it. Let's listen to this again. I'm tired. Don't make me talk like Bizarro World Goodman. That's it. We are going right now, and you're going to hear Hillary Clinton's beautiful, amazing voice, whether you like it or not. And I don't care if you like it or not, because there's few things more soulful and beautiful and touching. Touch. Biden's touch. Touch. Hillary Clinton endorses Joe Biden. Clinton endorses Joe Biden. Really? Really? Like, there's like 30, 40, 50. Endorses Joe Biden. Joe Biden. Hey, spread the news. Spread the news. Memo. Public relations. Clinton endorses Joe Biden. Really? Let's listen to the actual tape. Why don't we listen to the actual tape? Oh. Let's listen to the actual tape. Does she say, let's just see, maybe they updated it. Did they update it? Bernie Sanders, this is the actual videos from Joe Biden. Joe Biden has 47,900 subscribers. Joe Biden has Nobody watching his YouTube segments. Zero, zilch, nada, nothing. But that's okay. That doesn't really mean, like, social media doesn't mean that much for politicians, because Bernie was retweeted about 10 trillion times and gets cheated and is like a walking doormat of the Democratic Party. But here, President Barack Obama endorses Joe Biden for president. Wow, that's a great title of a YouTube segment. Live stream at Bernie Sanders endorses Joe Biden to defeat Donald Trump. Okay, that's good. Where's the Clinton endorsement? I don't see a Clinton endorsement here. All I see is Women's Town Hall featuring Hillary Clinton. Wah, wah, wah. Endorsement. Where's this fantastic endorsement? I want to hear this right now. I'm just going to play this every day until the election. Or until Madam Secretary says, you think I'm going to run again. I will be vindicated beyond belief, just like I was when Trump won, because I said, NPR quoted me, I said Clinton was unelectable and that she would lose swing states. And 538 said Trump wouldn't even be GOP nominee. Check it out, everybody.
Every community equally. It hits hardest those who are most Secretary of State and the woman who should be President of the United States right now.
She should be president. Okay. Every moment of this is how Clinton should be president. But let's continue.
Hillary Clinton. Welcome, Hillary. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much, Joe. It's a real pleasure to be here with you and to be part of this very important discussion. And I am thrilled to be part of your campaign, to not only endorse you, but to help highlight.
I'm thrilled to be part of your campaign, not only to endorse you for president. I know that there's somebody who's nuts. It's either me or the entire planet. And I don't think it's me. Let's just listen to this again. Is this she used the word, and she doesn't say I'm endorsing you for president because you're going to be a great president like President Obama says and Bernie Sanders. The whole thing is about her and her track record. Aria Lee, thank you again. Tuan Win, Flying Fox Roots. All right, so listen to this again.
So many inequities in our society.
Thank you, Joe. Tell us more about Try to Wake Up.
The lack of paid sick leave for workers. The need for livable minimum wage. The need for stronger unemployment insurance. We're going to dig into all these issues and more in today's discussion, and I'm really thrilled to have my friend, the former senator and former Secretary of State, and the woman who should be President of the United States right now, Hillary Clinton. Welcome, Hillary. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much, Joe. It's a real pleasure to be here with you and to be part of this very important discussion. And I am thrilled to be part of your campaign.
I am thrilled to be part of your campaign.
Not only endorse you, but
to not only endorse you? What does that mean? I'd be thrilled to be part of your campaign to not only endorse you for president or support him for the campaign, because the whole thing is talking about her expertise. And then he ends it with, I wish I could be endorsing you. Why doesn't he champion or publicize or market the fact that he was endorsed by Clinton? Where's the literature from Biden that said he was endorsed by Clinton? Or on his YouTube channel, why doesn't he say Hillary Clinton endorses Joe Biden like Bernie Sanders endorses Joe Biden? But let's listen to this again.
The lack of paid
and you'll hear the context, so she'll keep going and going and going. It'll be nothing about Biden.
Sick leave for workers. The need for livable minimum wage. The need for stronger unemployment insurance. We're going to dig into all these issues and more in today's discussion, and I'm really thrilled to have my friend, the former senator and former Secretary of State, and the woman who should be President of the United States right now, Hillary Clinton. Welcome, Hillary. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much, Joe. It's a real pleasure to be here with you and to be part of this very important discussion. And I am thrilled to be part of your campaign to not only endorse you, but to help highlight a lot of the issues that are at stake in this presidential.
So tell me where the endorsement was. She said endorse! She said endorse you! She said endorse! It means for president! Why didn't she say it to endorse you for president? Like President Obama said, like Bernie Sanders said. Why doesn't he say that Hillary Clinton endorses Joe Biden for president in the YouTube segment? You're just out of your mind, Goodman. You have to have Clinton run. I don't have to have anything. But I can tell you something. It's, okay, my voice is tied to the megalomaniacal narcissism of both Clintons. So, what do I mean, I am not fueling their egos. Their ego and narcissistic qualities have enough fuel to power the earth, to power stars forever. So, but the whole thing, I mean, you want to talk about, this is, okay, so she used the word endorse, fantastic. She didn't say endorse for president. She said be part of your campaign to discuss a lot of things and then endorse it, but let's continue. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Let's continue. How much of the next couple of minutes is her talking about Biden? I don't know. Let's see.
Election. As you just so rightly said, this terrible pandemic that we're all going through hits a lot of Americans much harder than others. We've seen it firsthand in hospitalization.
3 states account for over half of the lives lost. All 3 states, New York, New Jersey, Michigan. God bless all those three states. I know amazing human beings in those 3 states are run by Democratic Party. That boy for foe. Hello. Thank you. Democratic Party governors. Cuomo said the risk remains low in New York on March 1st. New York leads countries now, unfortunately. You have to, I mean, how do these Democrats evade blame? My God almighty, how? Something happens in the farthest reaches of the universe, Trump is at fault. Cuomo presides over a catastrophe, and he's like now America's mayor or governor.
And unfortunately, fatalities. But we've also seen it when we look at the pictures of those people on the front lines. 80%.
Why does she ever talk about Biden? I want to know.
It would make, because father and then my father grew up in a house on
But this isn't about you. It's about Biden.
Diamond Avenue. And while the Rodhams were living on Diamond Avenue, the Bidens were over on North Washington Street. And, I've had a lot of time to visit Scranton, talk about Scranton with Joe. And one memorable occasion, we were there together, and he said, hey, let's go see the house that I lived in when I was a little boy. And if you know Joe Biden, the words were out of his mouth, and we were racing to get there. And of course, we got there, and he talked his way in. It wasn't hard because.
Okay, this has nothing to do with him as president.
Back in the White House, to end the kind of Joe Biden's. I've been a friend, and I can tell you that I wish he were president right now, but I can't wait until he is. If all of us do our part to support the kind of.
I can't wait until he is. That is, yes, that is more of an endorsement, but it's not really like it's not really in the context of everything. It's not. It's definitely not the endorsements of Biden or Bernie or President Obama. So.
Person that we want back in the White House to end the kind of disregard.
Because part of this is she cannot make it seem that this is preordained or scripted. So she has to make it seem that she didn't even think that she would become a nominee. But it's going to happen.
Of not only American values, but American institutions, the rule of law, and so much else that is at stake because of the current...
The rule of law. Okay, without Comey, she'd be with Anthony Weiner.
Occupant. So I'm thrilled to be here with Joe from my home and his home during the very crazy, scary times that we find ourselves in to support his candidacy and to talk about this really significant issue about women.
To support his candidacy.
During this time of COVID-19 and how we need to learn from what is happening. You know, this crisis has stripped bare for everybody to see the inequities in our healthcare system, in our economic system. And we have to pull together to be prepared to make the changes that will fix what is wrong in America so that we truly can live up to be...
Through no fault.
Was poised to take action that would make life harder. You know, one of the problems that I am incredibly worried about is our food supply and getting enough nutritious food to people. We already have a problem in our country even before.
Well, she did a fantastic job throughout the world during every crisis, so that this shouldn't be difficult for her.
This pandemic of making sure that people in every area, in parts of our cities, about what she's going to feed her kids. To get money into people's hands. We need to make sure that nutritional needs are met. For goodness sakes, don't cut back the SNAP program, which for those watching who may not know.
For goodness sakes, don't keep Americans in never-ending perpetual military conflict, Madam Secretary. I mean, you could do that. The left doesn't like it when you do that to them. They left, and I actually agree with not cutting that program. So that's something I agree with Clinton on. But it's like all the major like foreign policy issues, the Daily Beast said, like right there, said Robert Gates said he's never been right about anything, Biden. And Biden actually coincides with Clinton in terms of not being right about anything in terms of foreign policy. But let's continue.
Sensitive approach that we've seen every day on our TVs from the administration when it comes to getting us back healthy so that we can actually get the economy open and get back to work again.
You know,
children. And that's really what's going to be on the ballot in this election. When it all is stripped away, what kind of America are people going to be voting for? And just to echo what you pointed out, number one, on transparency, you know, one of the things that I tried to do in the State Department was to create a visualization of where foreign aid went.
Yep.
Because so many people thought we were to rebuild trust. Because trust is the glue that holds a democracy together.
And that's why we believe that you wanted to join the Marines and that your favorite book is the Bible, and that you use servers for convenience, and you deleted yoga emails, and that nothing you ever had was marked classified, and you never sent or received anything that was marked classified, and that it was just a security review and not a criminal probe, and everything else that you told the truth about, including the wonderful article in the New York Times that said why Hillary needs to be two-faced. Yes, tell us more.
Together. And right now, we are in an age of deliberate disinformation. And the reason for that is to destroy trust. If you can't believe what your leaders say, if you can't believe or you're told not to believe what the press says, if you can't believe what anybody says, then you can't trust each other enough to solve the problems that we jointly face.
Yes, I'm going to trust the press because they've been they've shown to be very, very morally. They're always quoting people correctly, and there's no agenda there. And of course, it's just half Trump supporters and half Clinton supporters or Democrats. You know, it's just there's so much parity of thought and definitely no specific objective when every single article is how Trump's destroying the planet. When he's actually doing a very good job. In total, he's doing a very good job. They say that, like, I won't even get into it in the live stream. During this crisis, there was a peace deal reached where he ended America's longest-running military conflict. And yet, nobody heard about it. Nobody heard about it. So, give me your thoughts below, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for tuning in. And to my super chat, thank you. I apologize if I missed some names. There's like this delay for some reason this evening. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you. And remember, please be here. Please be here at 5 a.m. Pacific. 5 a.m. Pacific. 8 a.m. Eastern. Actually, you could be here, of course, but be in Bizarro World Goodman. 5 a.m. Pacific. 5 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern. I will have a segment up and running. The third segment. So if you like Bizarro World Goodman, check it out. It's just type in Bizarro World Goodman, and that'll be segment number 3. Thank you, Arya. Thank you, everybody. Eric H526. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. And Missy, thank you. And JW, thank you. Be here. Be at Bizarro World Goodman. Thank you, Eric H526 at 5 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern. In just tomorrow morning. Give me your thoughts. Thank you so much. April 30th, 5 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern. The third Bizarro World segment. Thanks, everybody. God bless, and thank you to my super chat, and thanks to everybody. Thank you.